I'm tired today. And I don't say that in a sympathetic way or a, oh, poor me. I'm tired because I stayed up late. Even though I had a photo shoot the next day, even though I knew I had to drive for 3 hours, I still stayed up late. Like a little bitch. And even though 80% of the time I'm doing things which are positively impacting my life, that 20% has such a big detriment because each time I stay up late, it impacts the next day, which means the next day is just a recovery day, and that sometimes then trickles over to the next day. There is a law called Pareto's Law, which is that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. Now, typically that is used in a positive light. It's focus on the 20% which really matters, and you will get the majority of your results. But the same law works in reverse. So 20% of your bad habits cause 80% of the negative impact in your life. For example, one of mine is staying up late. Every time I stay up late, that impacts that night's sleep, impacts my energy the next day, impacts my decision making, my impulse control. So many factors from one decision, staying up late. Just like I mentioned with momentum and before, how momentum goes both ways. Pareto's Law can be used on both the Pareto's Law can be used on the beneficial factors, but also the things that are holding you back, the things you are allowing to hold yourself back. And once you've identified them, but my guess is you already know the areas in which you hold yourself back, whether that's binging, smoking, staying up late, whatever. You already know that you shouldn't be doing that thing, or this thing is not in alignment with who you want to be. So then what? You have options. You can either fix the problem at hand, whether that's leave your phone outside the room, whatever the band-aid solution is. And that might solve that specific problem temporarily. But what I've found is that because you're not getting to the root as to why you do it in the first place, to in what way is it serving you? In what way are you dipping back into the unconscious, the automatic way of living that cause you to do these habits over and over again, no matter how many times and how much guilt and shame and anger and sadness you have towards yourself for constantly going back to your old ways? I can't give you the answer because I don't know it. Only you know it. Even if you're not aware of it yet. Just observe. What's going on just before you pick up your phone or pick up the weed or anything. What is going on whilst you're experiencing whatever that bad habit is? And then how do you feel after? Because what I've found is I have to feel terrible after I've indulged. Like last night when I was up till 3 a.m. I felt horrible. Going to bed, I was anxious, or I was experiencing anxiety, some sadness, and then I woke up today. I was fatigued. So it doesn't actually serve. It serves some purpose in the moment, but the negative impacts are so much more substantial than the positive gain. But in that moment of time, I'm only thinking about the short-term gratification. I'm not thinking about maybe I am thinking about the consequences, but the urge to carry on with the impulse outweighs it. Yeah. That's all I've got. I'm going to bed. See you next time. Have a nice day, and remember, I love you.